It's time to go balls deep.
The EA Sports College Football Headquarters podcast.
Oh, look at that, dude. We got it dialed in now. All right, so today we are going to talk about our offline dynasties that we play, to kill the time in between when it's time to advance our online dynasty. But first, I want to talk a little bit about where we are. So you may hear background noises, like right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but like a side-by-side UTV just went driving by because we are out camping.
In the goddamned wilderness.
Yeah, that is true. Yep, we got a tent set up. We're at a picnic table.
I got a 6-year-old with me.
Yeah, dude, that has been, we'll see. He's being quiet so far, so that's always the challenge with the 6-year-old. And we are swarmed in flies, probably because of all the latent fecal matter smeared around everywhere.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that bad. It's not as bad as when we went to Sand Hollow.
No.
Dude, those flies. Yeah, well, luckily I missed that trip.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Thanks for recommending us over there, by the way.
Dude, no problem.
I must have killed more flies than fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando.
Right. So. I'm very helpful in that regard. All right, so with the offline dynasties. So first I want to talk about my frustrations with it. Because I've been playing, I use New Mexico State for my offline dynasty. And, I like using the crappy teams in the crappy divisions. First, because the competition's not that good, but I like to actually build a team up. Mm-hmm. I don't get the mentality. I mean, I guess if like Georgia's your favorite team, okay, you start with them.
And yeah, that's definitely on the page.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are like, Georgia's my favorite team, or Tennessee, or Ohio State, or, the big kind of traditional powers. And that's it. That's all they're going to play. And I get it. I mean, that's your team, whatever, but grow some fucking balls.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, and especially when people say, like, oh, I'm going to rebuild Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, going to rebuild them from 2-1.
Yeah, exactly.
That massive climb. How did you ever make it?
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, you can sim, and you'll probably still win national titles.
Yeah, exactly. So I use a shitty team. I've been using New Mexico State. And who are you using for your offline?
I used Buffalo again because I kind of wanted to get a feel for them, to give myself an unfair advantage in our dad's league. Since I don't get to play as much, I needed to do as much scouting as possible. And our dad's league, it advances pretty slowly, like maybe once every 5.5 days. And so I needed to be able to play. Now I'd kind of like to start over with another team.
Well, how has that worked out for you as far as like giving you an advantage? Are you dominating the dad's league?
No, I am not. But I have definitely hit my stride. It took about 10 games of playing in general for me to kind of figure it out, see where I'm at, and, get to that point where I felt comfortable playing. So because of that, I was able to get going pretty good now in the offline dynasty. And the first season there, I went 9-3 after dropping a couple of early games, similar to the online dynasty. But I also wanted to be able to do the off season, and I knew I'd be able to get to that first, check out the portal, and do some of that stuff kind of before I had to do it in the dad's league.
Right. I don't know how it is for a good team because I haven't played using one, but dude, as a bad team, the transfer portal is a gold mine.
Well, I don't know if I did it right the first time. So what's your success stories there?
Yeah. So for me, I finished with the recruiting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anthony's got tuberculosis.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah,
bro.
They tell you to go out and get into like the clean, dry air, and that is not working for you. All right, so anyway, I ended my first offseason with a number of holes on the roster, like that I just couldn't fill with recruiting because nobody wants to come to a bad team.
Were you able to go all 3 holes?
Yeah, exactly.
Your team is now airtight.
So, like, when you're New Mexico State, your only selling point is playing time and close to home, proximity to home. And so in regular recruiting, that's not much. People want like NIL exposure and
championship
contender and conference prestige and all that.
Yeah.
But in the portal, playing time is a big deal.
Sure, it's probably number 1.
Yeah, it probably is. And so there's a lot of options there. And so I could go in and just focus on like the holes that I still had left in my roster, mainly the third input.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always got to be priority.
Sure. Right. Yeah, you just go straight for the ass.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, with that, it made it so that I could go after these better players, and you have more points to spare because like you're not going after as many people. Your recruiting board might have 15 people on it instead of 35.
35, yeah.
Yeah, and you get like your full points to spend every week. People are immediately ready for
So
visits.
it's 4 weeks, correct?
Yeah.
And so can you set up visits right away?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
week 1 you set up visits. And man, it's great. And then you also don't have to stress about like, well, who are we playing this week, or dude, just visit.
Okay.
Because it's all off.
Now, do you get to scout?
You could go ahead, scout.
Yeah. Well, they're all better than what the fuck I got on Buffalo.
Exactly.
So
I ain't wasting 30 points trying to scout somebody when I know they're going to be better than
so
what I have.
were you able to get like 4-star guys?
No. In fact, it was really just hole fillers, but then or like what they would call in Road to Glory role players.
Sure.
But dude, once I got to like the third off season that year, like. We've talked about this a little bit before, that there is a flood of 3-star players.
Yeah, you can build whole teams from 3-star players.
There's a million of them.
Yeah, that's my strategy in a general sense for recruiting.
Yeah.
Is just go after 3-star players. If you don't get one, just find another and throw them onto your board.
Exactly. There's so many of them. And especially when you start out as a bad team.
Sure.
Even if you get one and he's a bust.
Who gives a fuck? He's still better than a 2 or 1-star.
Exactly. He's better than what you're going to get on a walk-on. He's better than who you have already. And they're constant. And the 3 stars are good enough that you can build a solid team out of 3 stars.
Shit, you can build a championship team with 3 stars.
Yeah, well, if you got good thumbs, yeah.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, eventually, 3-star guys, if you play it out right, once you get enough to start a team, your next recruiting class, you can redshirt a giant chunk of those guys.
Yeah.
And then if you redshirt those guys, a lot of them are going to end up in the like high 80s, very low 90s range. And that's really all you need to get there is to most teams, if your team's like 88 overall, dude, you're in the mix for the championship.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You don't need, unless you just suck balls, a 96 team. So let's say you need a 96 team and you use Georgia, right? And they're only a 95.
Right.
So now you probably need those 4 or 5-star guys to get you over the top because you got no balls.
Right, exactly. Right? Yeah, no stick.
No game, right?
All right. So
sorry to all the Georgia fans out there. I really don't hate Georgia. I don't care. I'm just using them as a whipping
they're
boy.
the top team.
I think they are the highest rated team. I don't know if they're going to I guess they still will stay that way.
I don't know.
But, sooner or later, Middle Tennessee State's coming for your motherfucking ass.
All right. So anyway, now that I'm into like my 4th season, I'm finally starting to get my first couple of 4-star athletes. But I also, on my coaching tree, I focus on recruiting.
When you say 4-star athletes, you're getting athletes?
4-star players. Okay. 4-star players, yeah. Yeah, so I got my first few of those. But on my recruiting tree, or on my coach's skill tree, I focus on recruiting.
What are you? Motivator?
I'm a recruiter.
Recruiter. Okay, and what I haven't used recruiter yet. What are the advantages?
All right, so it gives you more points to spend. Or no, you don't get like your pool of points doesn't seem to go up.
No, but the cost to use them probably goes down.
Yeah, so what happens is like...
So a visit may be 30 instead of 40?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But so you have... For players, instead of 50 points to spend, you can spend 65 or 75 points. Which really helps because then you could do like send the house and soft sell.
So like that. I know recruiter is probably the number one picked on our page.
Sure.
And realistically, it makes sense because if you have the horses, none of the other shit matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But on mine, I picked the tactician.
So you get like in-game boosts?
So you get these in-game boosts, which is nice for if you have like a 2-star defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And he gets +5 to like block shedding and pursuit.
Yeah.
Those things that'll raise him up. And so if at the early end, the recruiting, you got that deficit in recruiting, but you can kind of get a little bit better. But I'll tell you where I think it's going to get better is eventually my team is going to be pretty good anyway, and then I'm going to get these bonuses. So my guy's not going to top out at 99. Right. He's going to be like 107.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm going to have a quarterback with 99 strength that can kill people, with an errant pass.
Yeah,
right?
right.
Because I have the tactician, and this motherfucker's gonna hit the weight room,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get him doped up on some goddamn steroids, booger sugar. He's gonna basically be like Godzilla running around. I'm probably gonna wipe out half the stadium, but we're gonna win games.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a good point. I didn't think about it that way, that recruiting strength is short term. It's
Yes.
a short term benefit because once your team gets good, then you can recruit just because you're good.
Yes, you don't need it
Right.
anymore.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah.
a really good point.
So the other one is motivator, and motivator seems, at least from what I've seen of it, seems to be that if your players get drafted or like they win like player of the week or something like that, you get these additional bonuses.
Right.
I don't know. We'd have to find somebody who's used it and maybe talk
How
to
useful
them.
it is.
Yeah, I mean, I went with tactician because of the coach I'm using is basically like a retarded Bill Belichick, right? And he's got some issues, but he's like a defensive savant. And so that's where I've put a lot of my points, is to making my defense better, and it's starting to show up now on the field.
He wears the hoodie because it covers up the helmet, the special helmet that he has to wear.
He carries a toaster.
Yeah.
That's his emotional support toaster.
Yeah.
And that's what gives him strength, like Thor's hammer.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. Does he have to be like only the pure of heart can lift the toaster?
I don't know. We've never put the poster down and seen what other players can lift.
Yeah, that's true.
I should do that. That would make a pretty good episode.
Yeah,
Other
maybe
people can't lift the toaster.
No
They're
one
not-
else has even attempted, as far as we know,
No.
in lore. All right, so getting back to the Dynasty.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I find really frustrating is the glitches in the game. That
Sure.
There's little things like I don't know, like it calls holding too much or something like that. I can live with that.
But you can lower that down on a slide.
Yeah, you can always do the sliders. But the really fucked up ones are when the goddamn game doesn't save.
Oh,
when I
yeah.
come out and I just finished beating the team and it says like could not enter franchise mode.
Yeah.
And that's it. The whole fucking game is just gone. Or the game I
Yeah.
just played. So I just had this in my dynasty where we're finally starting to get better and I'm ready to take on better teams. And so my first game, I forget, it was like a tune-up game. And then I went to Washington and won the game in Washington. And it took all my thumbs to get that
All
done.
two of them.
All two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus a third thumb.
Yeah, the
that-
mushroom head thumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tapered down at
Do,
one end.
do you use that to like when it's a tested strength on a hit?
Right,
you
to
start
tap
hit-
X?
you
Yeah,
just hit it with
exactly,
the
yeah.
tip of your dick, hard as you can.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
So
gross if you're doing that, by the way.
It is, but it works.
Yeah.
It works. So anyway, so I play Washington and I have this great game and I wind up winning and I was
Sure.
overmatched and it was so great. And then exit and it doesn't, it can't enter franchise mode and I lose it all. So God damn it. So then I got to go play again. And so I'm too frustrated. I wait until like the next day and I'm going to play again.
Go ahead.
And so I fire the game up again, and dude, I win again. It was goddamn amazing. I'm the world's greatest college football player.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So then, okay, cool. So I start the season 2-0, and then my next game is against, I don't know, some Conference USA shit team. I forget which one it was, like West Texas or what's
West
the one
Texas?
the one in El Paso.
North Texas? UTSA?
No, that's San Antonio. That's what SA.
Texas El Paso.
Yeah, UTEP.
The
yeah.
Banditos.
Yeah, Texas El Paso is the
Yeah.
one that's in El Paso.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that
what
weird?
UTEP stands for.
I know, right?
Oh.
They're the miners.
I thought it was El Padron.
Yeah. So anyway,
I don't know what that means. I don't speak Spanish.
El Padrón, I think that's the father.
Isn't
or
that
something like
I thought that was tequila.
It is a type of tequila.
Yeah. El Padron.
No, I don't. It's a cigar that I like.
Is
Padron
it?
Cigars. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so I go to play UTEP, and they just fucking kill me.
Yeah?
And dude, I know you guys have all had games like this.
Oh,
where,
dude.
Like my first drive, I go down the field, I'm moving okay, and then like I'm always afraid to pass because the fucking interceptions in this game, you've played, the interceptions are like, dude, they never drop that goddamn ball.
No, they don't drop an interception. That's
No.
for damn sure. If they
Yeah.
get that shit in their hands,
Yeah.
it's fucking
Dude,
good as
that
gold.
fucking cornerback could be flipped upside down, like tripping over somebody, and he'll still catch it.
Yeah, and then take it back for 6.
Yeah, meanwhile, my guy, if he's got a defender within like 3 yards of him, he drops it.
Yeah.
And those motherfuckers. Yeah, and they always go back for 6. So like the first drive, you know, I finally like, okay, I'm going to pass. I got to mix it up a little bit. Boom, pick six the other way.
You suck.
Exactly. Dude, so now I'm down 7-0. I get the ball again. Okay, I'm driving. And then I go to run with my quarterback. And, you know, because, like, dude, how fucking frustrating is it when you run like 16 times in a row, and then you call play action?
Oh, dude, forget it.
And yeah, they are fucking glue on those receivers.
In my created playbook, I think I've stripped out all but like 4 play action passes because they're like, dude, they're like a hot chick to me. Who's just sitting there, right, on the bed, and she's beckoning you over.
Yeah,
and
dude, this should work.
Yeah, like, and you're like, oh my god, dude, we're straight up gonna fuck right now, right? And then as you get closer to the bed, she pulls out a fucking bat and whacks you across the head. That's me, because I fall for that shit every time. I'm like, dude,
this is gonna work. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, I'm driving down the field. I'm running the ball. I'm like gouging them. I mean, it's getting ugly. And I'm like, dude, now is the time. They've got to be set up for this play action pass,
right?
Because I've only thrown like 4 passes this game at all.
Not to mention that they're putting like 9 guys in the box.
Yeah, they've got everybody in the box. They're in cover 0.
Yeah,
and they're all yelling, "Run, run!"
Right,
it's a run right before the fucking snap.
Yeah,
and so I snap it. And then I look, and no, dude, everybody is not only just covered. It's like nobody was fooled at all.
Yeah.
And I know there is a play action rating for your quarterback, so it could be that the guy just sucks balls.
He's not selling it. Yeah.
And so I know the field generals get that better play action pass rating, and so maybe that's what it is.
It's also something you can get boost to in like Tactician or whatever.
Sure.
That your quarterback's play action goes up.
Yeah, and so maybe that's it. But for now, dude, play action pass to me is a play action sack, play action interception, or maybe I can try to run with my quarterback.
Right.
And that's about it, because
when you've got that bad team, it is the play action sack.
Yeah.
Like, because it takes so much longer to develop that.
Dude, so my offensive line is almost non-existent unless I'm running the ball. I think I don't know if I got lucky with Buffalo that they have decent run blockers, or that because I'm running the ball successfully, they're getting a small boost to their run blocking. I have upped their run blocking as well with my tactician powers to give them a little bit better run blocking. And I'll tell you, there's something that's fucked up about that, is that the one of the things, it's like cross-train your offensive and defensive linemen, and so they get these abilities that are pretty useless for the other side of it, is that you, like, your offensive lineman will get, like, block shedding. Like, what the fuck good is that?
So you can cross-train. I guess if you have players playing both sides of the ball.
I suppose. Dude, if there's a 2-star player out there who's like, not only can I do this badly, but I can do that badly too. You got to put me in, coach.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to find that other guy and try to do things that way. So anyway, there are some things that I'm not sure if they're useful in the tactician, but
I can see if you were like a really crappy team and you got an athlete, wide receiver who could also play corner, you could play him both ways.
Sure. Well, I mean, like, you can play,
you get some 4-star athletes
quarters both ways.
Yeah.
Or you could play players both ways.
Yeah.
And it is useful, but I don't know. I recruit corners to play corner. I recruit wide receivers to play wide receiver, running backs to play running back.
Yeah.
I don't need guys to be super versatile for my needs.
Right. So to get back to my game, because I'm not done bitching about it yet. So I finally, on my second drive, I'm
this
rolling
is very
again.
cathartic, by the way.
Dude, I call play action, and of course everybody is fucking blanket coverage. So I pull the ball down and I start running, and no problem. But dude, you guys all know what's coming next. Fumble.
Yeah.
The quarterback fumbles. I lose that ball. And now
does that go back for 6?
No, thank goodness. But it doesn't matter because at this point, and like, dude, I play linebacker, and I know I'm a liability for my team. I'm not that good at it.
Yeah.
But like every once in a while, I will, like, most of the time, like, they send a guy across the middle, I'm like, oh, that's my guy, and I try to run with him, and he just runs away from me. They throw it to him, and they get a big gain. But like, dude, I had this one play where it was like 3rd and 17. And I'm in coverage, and I'm just all over this guy, and I'm so proud of myself. and then their quarterback takes off running
Sure.
on 3rd and 17 and
Yeah,
gets it. And like, oh, it's so fucking frustrating. So
Yeah.
I wound up losing that game. The good news is it glitched.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And so it's all right. Maybe this fuck up isn't all bad.
Glitch. Yeah. Oh, my power went out right as the clock hit 0.
All right. So speaking of fading power, that's a
Yeah.
good transition. We're going to talk again about our sponsor, the He Held On Foundation. They've been really doing good work out there.
They've been doing good by us, too.
Yeah, they have been doing good by us. So here is today's ad read. The He Held On Foundation used your generous financial donation to bring 96-year-old Henry Fitzsimmons to Pikes Peak, Colorado last week. Mr. Fitzsimmons loved to drive fast when he was a younger man, and he'd always dreamed of racing to the top of the world's most famous road. He Held On partnered with Crazy Ken's Custom Street Rods.
Dude, I bought a car from there once. Yeah.
I think what attracted you to it is it's Crazy Ken's Custom, and it's all with K's.
Yeah, oh
And
my
so
God.
You
Yeah.
just saw the sign that said KKK.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I got to go
They
in
did
there.
give me a business card. I threw it away.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, He Held On partnered with Crazy Ken's Custom Street Rods to procure a 1971 Ford F-100 pickup capable of producing 731 horsepower.
Jesus.
And gave Mr. Fitzsimmons the keys in front of a small crowd of his family and friends. He would wind up setting a course record, rolling his truck 17 times off the side of Heitman's Hill.
Oh, my God.
Is
Is he okay?
No.
No.
The previous best was only 9. The roof of the F-100 caved in after the 4th rotation, crushing Mr. Fitzsimmons' antique racing helmet and his skull. Race officials said that even though Mr. Fitzsimmons was not technically in charge of the vehicle after that 4th roll, they would still recognize his record.
That's nice. He's going to go into the books.
We should all be so lucky.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Congratulations to that man.
indeed. And thank you to the He Held On Foundation for making the bucket list dreams of seniors, people on their deathbeds, come true.
And thank you, headquarters, for your support. We look forward to seeing you again.
Yep. All right, guys, take it easy.